who they're gonna play against. It's 15 minutes before the game actually starts, so it's really hard to prepare for the match. But Fatal Error, guys from FreeXR, we already have I think they're in WGL now, the team made of guys from FreeXR, so definitely Fatal Error is not a team to be trifled with. And the game actually loaded up for me. Who knew? Anyway, guys, welcome. First game of the Bronze Series. Map is Cliff, as you can see. If you're just joining up, Cyborg Factory versus Fatal Error. Cyborg Factory running an E50M, 2 STBs, 2 Object 140s, a Batchat, and an RU, while on the other hand, Fatal Error is running a a T54, 4 Objects 140, a Batchat, and a Tier 9 Patton, M46 Patton. And they're all moving towards the same place in the middle of the map. I mean, seriously? Who does that? Seriously. Anyway, Danixe is gonna take a quick pick, but Fatal Error is just gonna rush forward. One Object 140 being blown up. Okay, this is huge. Karotka being focused here. Karotka dies immediately. He didn't unload the clip. Pretty smart focusing the Batchat, but Cyborg Factory responding with a good focus of their own. Duke in speed, in a lot of trouble. He falls, but we see Cyborg Factory's tanks being the damage is being spread by Fatal Error. This could cost them the game. Urbis falls down. Arthur here is in a lot of trouble. Enrico and Storm are at low HP, and the focus just wasn't there in the end for Fatal Error. And by the looks of it, Cyborg Factory should just close this game down. E50M trying to ram the Patton, not gonna do that much damage. And Statsmaker, he did his part, unloaded the clip. But it doesn't matter. Cyborg Factory has 5 tanks alive. Statsmaker is, well, he should be found. As I said, Fatal Error just that focus fire not working. Later on, they focused Karotka really fast. So smart thing to do. You want to kill the Batchat before he unloads. Then you basically just deny that damage the Batchat can do with 5 shots, 390 average damage. It's like 2k easy damage from a Batchat if he hits and penetrates. So you want to remove that from the field for okay, this is cute. He pushed down the Ario, and the object's gonna kill him in the way. As I said, you want to remove that potential damage from the Batchat, and it was a really smart call. But after the initial 2 kills, you see Batchat firing, 3 shots, 1 ding. It's really hard when tanks are buzzing all around you. They killed Ungi. Sorry, mate. Don't know how to spell Czech names. And they removed the STB, fired only 2 shots, and after that, I mean, this Subject 140 was blown up. Let's not forget that. But after it was a fair trade, even though he got blown up. They killed 2 tanks and then paid the price of 1. A movable object was killed, and then it was 5 versus 5, and at that point the focus fire just wasn't there anymore. They rushed into tanks. They only found 2, so it was kind of tricky. You catch 2 tanks, and the rest of them are safely tucked away. The 50M was up front here. Like 50M was here, the rest were here. The RU was up there, and it's really hard when all of your tanks are here. You can't really single out one tank because they're gonna move back here in semi hull down position. You can't really focus them and they can shoot at you easily. They basically have the concave around you, and you're kind of stuck there. So maybe they overcommitted just for those two tanks. They could have possibly let just shoot the Batchat, kill him, and then just start swinging around towards the rest of the Cyborg Factory team and just shoot the STB as they're going away, and just leave their own Batchat to deal with the STB, because Batchat can kill any other medium tank 1 versus 1 with average rolls. Basically, okay, he can't kill E50M. He needs good rolls for E50M, but basically, with average rolls, he can kill an STB. Even like if his team would probably hit him like once or twice, maybe 3 times, while running towards the rest of the Cyborg Factory and applying that pressure. I think that maybe could have worked. At least it would have been much better than what happened here. They just got stuck. Cyborg Factory used that to their advantage, and they covered the damaged tanks. More damaged tanks were pulled back a bit. The guy with the more HP goes up front, and they just picked apart what was left from Fatal Error. So even though it was a nice start, the positioning just wasn't there, and therefore the focus fire was impossible to pull off. Even like maybe one target is called, he pulls back, and then there's another guy, you call that target, but someone's already reloading, the other guys shoot him and he pulls back as well, and your focus just gets spread apart between multiple targets, and in the end it's almost impossible to work that way. uh, Yeah, I'm talking too much, I know, but I'm just trying to explain why Fatal Error lost this, even though it seemed that they are in an okay position because they denied the Batchat to Cyber Factory really early on. So I think I hope you understand. I suck at explaining stuff because I start explaining, then something pops into my mind, then I drift away, then I come back to the explaining, and it's all picked apart. I'm really retarded that way. Sorry guys. Sorry guys. They're cool guys. They're asking if the caster is ready. I like that. You're swell guys. You're swell guys. So the second game, uh, Cyborg Factory is gonna be on the defense. I saw 50B. Yep. So there's a 50B for Cyber Factory for the defense. He's probably gonna stick around somewhere here to support, or maybe not. Maybe they're just gonna rush forward like Fatelair did. But in my experience, if you take an autoloader like 50B here, you're not going to rush that easily. You're gonna try and find picks before you do something like that. As I said, 50B for Cyborg Factory, 2 STBs, 2 objects, 140, a Batchat and an RU. So they just swapped one 50 E50M for an MX 50B. On the other side, Fatal Error in the same with the same picks. They are moving forward, and as we see, Cyborg Factory is also grouped up. Aryu and the Batchet are going towards the hill. Aryu is gonna spot this. The objects 140 are moving to the foot of this little hill here. They're gonna try and find the picks over this, but it's gonna be a fight between the Russian mediums, and that Aryu is really annoying, shooting them in the side. 50B, as I said, gonna hang back a bit, but he's not as far as back as I thought, and Fatal Error is in a bit of a trouble here. They're being shot from left and right. RU is doing his work really good. Urvis is already focused. Cyborg Factory knew they have the advantage here and they're pushing for it. Enrico is going to fall, but Kuken Speed is gonna follow him. Immovable object. Next guy on the list, Karotka, is reloading, and Arthur took that position on the hill. He's going to apply some pressure there. After the RU is down, Anji in a bit of trouble, but 50B is coming. Oh, he couldn't ram. That's unfortunate, but still. Oh, a bounce. Wow. Okay. Fate Lair can actually lose this. They made too many mistakes, but now there's a Batchet. Oh, the Batchet of Fate Lair reloaded. And as I said, Cyborg Factory can still lose this. It's a bit tricky for them. Karotka is being focused on. Arthur trying to protect his teammate, but he bought enough time. And this is looking really, really grim for Cyborg Factory. Arthur taking only one shot. Really, really smart play there. And Storm is trying to pick that Batchat, but Batchat has so much HP and he has a rock which he can hide behind, and Arthur takes down Ondrax in that 50B. So this is gonna be 2 versus 1. Batchet should reload pretty soon in the next couple of seconds, and they're going to pin down Storm. Unfortunate 0 damage there, just a critical hit. And Batchet reloaded, and Storm is gonna be in a lot of trouble here. Stats, mate, you need to play it a bit more safe. Wait for Arthur. Storm shoots Arthur. Stats gonna go up, but Storm is trying to use Arthur as cover, but in the end, it's Fatal Air victory. As he said, Cyborg Factory got a bit too excited. They were in the lead. They were in a huge lead. They had better positioning, but they just got too excited and they got ripped apart in the end by these 2 tanks. Awesome shooting by Arthur. 12, 12, 12. Star player here, if you ask me. He did his job perfectly, and Statsmaker also on that hill together with Arthur was pretty annoying, and you saw that he had perfect cover there to reload every single time. And yeah, I mean 50B, 986, you don't want that happening. Aryu did some initial damage, but it was really enough that he was annoying. He didn't have to do much, but yeah, it's 1-1. Awesome showing there by Fate Letter. They were on their back foot, but they managed to pick themselves up, and it was really, really nice. Cyborg Factory just too confident, I think. Maybe they just underestimated Fate Lair. As I said, Freaks are is a really good clan, so you don't want to be doing something like underestimating them. And second map, Himmelsdorf. We'll see who's on the attack and who's on the defense. By the way, how the new system works: the best of 5 in Bronze League. Bronze Series, sorry. It's called Bronze Series. I call it Bronze League because Bronze League Warriors. It's not just here. You probably noticed it in WGL as well, and Go For What, the last 2 weekends, and it works like this. As you all know, before, when it was best of 5, you have one map, and you play attack 2 times, defense 2 times, or vice versa, 2 times defense, 2 times attack. And if it's a draw, or the match is not over, basically the only way it's not over is if it's a draw, then there is a decider map. The problem there was if you get a map that's good for one team but really bad for the other, like I don't know, Lakeville, was pretty good for some teams but really bad for others. Himmelsdorf as well. Himmelsdorf was kind of neutral, but you still had a few teams that are really good in Himmelsdorf. Ruinberg, I mean, every map had the teams that played better on them and the teams that played worse. And I think like Steps was one of the rare maps that you could see any team winning. Like that's why I like Steps. you never know who's gonna win, even if someone has a huge lead. You just never know. So what they did, instead of playing one map, I mean, 3-0 win on the same map is just crazy, just stupid, for that one team can win on only one map. So they decided to go, okay, you're gonna attack one time, defend one time, and then we're gonna change the map. Which in my opinion is really awesome, cause you actually need to win on two different maps if you want a victory. Or you can like win one map, lose the other map, and then go to the decider, which is fine either way. But instead of seeing one map most of the time, now we're gonna see two maps, maybe even three sometimes. So I think it's a really really good thing that they implemented a system like that, because as I already said, maps favoring certain teams, it can be really tricky, especially in the league, like Bronze League or Silver, where you can't actually pick your maps; they're automatically drawn. I'm not sure about WGL. I know some on the tournaments, big tournaments, that they actually, pick. There's a pick and ban phase for the maps. I'm not actually sure how it works in WGL, because there was in WGL, but I know for Silver and Bronze you can't actually pick your maps. It's automatically uh, basically randomly drawn. So yeah, it's really awesome that you give teams a chance. Like at best of 9, it's gonna be in Silver Series. It's gonna be like 3 maps at least, 4 maybe. So it's really 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 awesome. I like it. I like it. Um, yeah, it just, I don't know. It wasn't fun like seeing teams like Tornado Rocks on Rimberg or Kazan on Lakeville. It was most of the times pretty one-sided, and you don't want that. It really kills the competition in the game. And I think this changing to tier 10s and changing that each map is played only 2 games is so good. I think it's like one of the best moves that the wargaming could do in regard to the esports in their game. And a lot of people were hating, to the tier switch. I personally think the tier switch is like the best thing that happened to World of Tanks esports since, I don't know, since forever, basically. Like since reducing the battle time from 15 to 7 minutes in tier 8s. Okay, that was a huge thing, and the like that was actually the second hugest thing. But the best, the like the biggest thing ever that happened was like switching from encounter to attack defense. Like attack defense and switching to tier 10s and lowering the game time from 15 minutes to 7. And now they have to increase it to 10 because it's, bigger tanks. You have a lot slower tanks like E100, the mouse, stuff like that. So you actually have to have a bit longer games most of the time. But yeah, I mean, bigger HP pools, stuff like that. So it doesn't really concern me that much, and it's 10 minutes. But those three things, when they were changed, I think that was really really good. The best things Wargaming ever did. Not just Wargaming and DSL. I think they're working together or something like that. I actually know the relationship that they have. I don't really know how deep it goes. Does it include some candles and whipped cream? Maybe a strawberry here and there, champagne. But yeah, I just assume they're working together. Anyway, game's gonna start soon. Cyborg Factory is going to attack on this map, and still waiting for the last player for fatal error. And would be awesome. Would be awesome to know what's going on. Okay, let's see what happens in WGL. WGLU. Yeah, mate. Yeah, yeah. Okay, it's Oops versus Tornado Rocks. Oh god, I would love to see that. And they're playing Cliff. Awesome. 250 M's for Oops and 250 B's for Tornado Rocks. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. Oops, the Toughen Giraffen. I like them. They're cool. They're cool guys, and I'm really glad they got into the WGL in that special qualifier tournament. And they're playing 1-1 against Tornado Rocks, which is in itself a great feat because Tornado Rocks was actually the winner of Continental Rumble, taking away so much money. And the trades are really good, bit better. This is what I like about Tornado Rocks. They always gonna have, like, after the main engagement, they're gonna have 2 or 3 tanks down to 1 shot, and they at the moment have like 3 tanks that are pretty really low. It's just crazy how good they split the fire between themselves. Like, I don't know. That's why people were nagging me. You know why you cast Tornado Rocks? You know, you casted them 4 times already. Why do you cast them? Because they were playing Go for What, really often. Near the end of the season, and when the season ended, they played Go for What almost every week. So yeah, I kinda liked casting them. That's just because they play really good as a team. Like their team play is just, I don't know. It's crazy. You don't see so many teams, like even the pro teams. They're gonna lose tanks more than Tornado Rocks. Like when Tornado Rocks was exchanging, when I casted them, uh, when they were exchanging damage, like they're gonna have like 4 tanks down to 1 shot, and you're gonna have 3 tanks that are full HP, and they're gonna have like 1 tank full HP, and all others are basically a 1 shot. But they have 3 more tanks than you do, and you're like, please no more, please stop. Swell guys, swell guys. Ready cast. I like them. They're really, really, really good. You know, it's it's polite. It's awesome. Oh, T30. I scream like a little girl when I see T30. Honestly, I was expecting to see T30 um, when they announced the new the new mode, because it has the same gun as an E4. The reloads not that different actually. Plus, it doesn't have as weak as turret as an E4. So I think T30 is a uh, really awesome tank for this, especially in Himmelsdorf where you can use some windows and stuff, get some hull downs. Oh, some other maps as well, but here you can't really get flanked that easily. Whee! How do you do this? How do you do this game? Okay, so Fedler goes with 2 E5s, 2 IS7s, 50B, T54 and a T30, while on the other side the Cyborg Factory. Okay, I hate when this happens. This is not my fault actually, this is the patch's fault. So, oh. Cyber Factory goes with 2 E100s and FV, 215B, 2 IS7s, a 50B, and a T54 lightweight. And we already see the 215B, 50B, and so many Bs. And T54 lightweight are already on the hill, and Cyborg Factory is pushing down the banana with 2 E100s. IS7s were already in front. Polelum didn't take any damage there, nor did the IS7s, but The T-54 I think was spotted, and this is really crucial how Fatal Air is gonna take this fight, and those I-7s with the turrets up is gonna be really hard taking them on. And FV, not the best tank for side scraping, mate. I'm sorry to tell you that, but Swandolf here taking a shot. E5 with the gold, really good penetration. And 50B changing positions. I think this is really important what 50B and 215 are going to do. But as I'm saying that, we see a flank coming up, an IS-7 and a 50B of their own. Fatal Air is going to provide some pressure here and relieve some of the pressure that Cyborg Factory is putting on this part of the map, but they're leaving the base almost undefended. T30 is gonna oh, this 50B, oh my god, a ricochet. Oh, okay, this is bad. This is bad. They're giving time to Cyborg Factory here. E100s will have to hold these tanks here, but immovable object taking fire from this IS-7. Turi is being protected by Swandolf as much as he can, but Turi is going to go down. I guess they know they have to sacrifice it. Karotka is going to have a fight with his own against an enemy tier 9, but T30 coming from behind doesn't get the 215B, but still it's some nice damage. E5 can finish him off, and he does. In the meantime, IS-7 from Fatal Air falls, and Stats Maker here, he should die, but at least he will take a shot towards this 50B. Oh my god, another ricochet! Oh, that's bad, that's really bad. I think that T30 could have cost them the game here. AMX-50B should have died a long time ago. Cyborg Factory played really well, but I think that 50B should have been dead by like 3 minutes ago. Oh my god, the T30 did almost nothing that game. E100s ate up quite a lot of shots, but I mean, see, like damage blocked by armor, and there is also damage blocked by tracks, which you can't see here because you know. But that 50B, like, he did zero damage, like zero damage in the beginning of the game, and no, I think he actually had one shot. He still like 400 damage, and the T30 just let him uh, do more and more damage. Like 4 shots, 2 ricochets off a 50B. Okay, that's it. Damage blocked by armor, 50B. That's 2 shots from a T30. If he hit him the first time, maybe probably he would have unloaded his clip. But God, that was crazy. I mean, it was a big mistake from Fatal. Like, I'm just gonna show you the stats once again. Uh, one IS-7 did nothing. 330. Okay, this is really bad. You don't want to have this happening to you. I think Kuken is probably pissed off. 50B unloaded the drum and died. You saw the position he took when flanking with the I-7. He could have pulled back, reloaded, and did something with it, but they overcommitted. The I-7 pushed in. The E5 followed him later on. He joined up, and 50B was practically useless. He died there, and this E5 did an okay job. I think he was the last one to die. He was the one to greet those IS-7s coming in. But IS-7's turret, you saw the positioning of those IS-7s. It's really hard to penetrate their turrets. As you can see, they both survived. And those E100s, even though one E100 was down to 1 shot, doesn't matter. They soak so much damage. You need to spend so many shots that it's just crazy. Like the amount of shots E100 takes to go down, like he took 10 shots, okay? 3 were bounces blocked by armor, so he took 7 damaging shots in him. I think 1 was blocked by tracks, so like 6 damaging shots didn't kill him. E100 is a really tricky tank in those situations, but for me, honestly, T30 and this IS-7 and partially that 50B, but I mean, when he's reloading, he's really vulnerable. If the IS-7 did a bit better job with that T30, he would have enough room to wiggle around. I don't think he would have gotten himself killed if the IS-7 and the T30 did a bit better job. But I mean that stuff happens. It's RNG. That's why World of Tanks isn't. Well, one of the reasons World of Tanks isn't as popular with the esports scene is the RNG is just too high. It's you know like he was probably aiming at the right at the proper place to penetrate a 50B. Its turret, under the gun or somewhere, but the reticule is just so big that it just went up and ricocheted off the top of its turret where it's really sloped and it's really hard to penetrate 50B. I mean, even though like the T30 has like what 290 penetration or 294 or something, it's really close to 300 penetration, I think, and I don't know. It's just crazy. I really feel bad for Fate Lair. I was expecting them to win that because it's a really cool trick, taking T30, leaving him in the base, and that 50V was just coming down towards his sights. And if he did penetrate there with a really good roll, that 50B would be down to like 2 shots from an E5, and maybe he would have outloaded his drum, but he would fall for sure. And it just shows like 50B unloaded 2 of his drums. The i7 didn't do any damage, so one E100 and one i7 from Cyborg Factory were down like to 1 shot each. They could have been killed, and it's small stuff like that that it just adds up and you lose the game. Plus, really smart play with the push from the hill to distract. But I think Fatal Error responded pretty good, but just that T30 didn't really pay off. So sorry guys, I didn't see it. Ready. So yeah, Cyborg Factory leading 2-1 versus Fatal Error, and Cyborg Factory is gonna defend. Fatal Error is gonna it's gonna be hard. Cyber Factory has an E3. Okay guys, E3. Seriously, like E3. Okay, this is gonna be crazy. E3, if you don't know, is a really tricky tank to penetrate even with gold. It will bounce. The commander's hatch is so damn strong. And this time around they also took a T30, so Cyborg Factory is gonna play with a T30 and an E3. Those two guys, if they manage to hit a 50B or an i7 and penetrate them, it's gonna be really, really bad. That's just the T30 and E3. If This is a really cool thing you can actually do. You can actually hide with a T30 behind an E3 and just peek out and shoot. Because E3 will probably angle a bit. You can't really angle too much, because you're just gonna die. But maybe angle a bit like this, when you're being shot at, so it increases your chance of ricochet quite a lot. From long ranges, it's really hard to penetrate him because it's really hard to hit the lower glacis here. This thing here is really like I think I penetrated a few times here, but that was like with Jagdpanzer E100 or something like that. It wasn't with any ordinary heavy tank that Fatal Error has, so it's gonna be really hard for them. I mean, 2E100s, 2S7s, a 50B, a T54, and T30 for them, and they're taking a bit more standard route we've seen in played in tier 8s. These were i3s back then, obviously, but taking control of the G line. And you see Karotka was placed in well, in a position that was also used in tier 8. They were just, you know, he would be here instead of here as with a tier 6. And really defensive play by Cyborg Factory. They're all towards the cap number 2, but they can come here on this corner easily. 50B is probably gonna swing around back there, and yeah, he's gonna provide some crossfire if Fatal Error decides to go towards cap number 1. So Arthur here just spotting, at least trying to spot. You know, he needs to get some. He isn't. He isn't finding any information here. I mean, I don't know. They should assume that it's a hard camp. Did D100s shoot? Interesting. Yeah, I mean they should assume that it's a hard camp. You know, like in this area here. Like, if you can't spot the enemy from up here and down here, just, you know, they can be on this corner, they can have someone here, they can have someone here or inside here, and basically hold this area. Like, everything else you're gonna spot from the hill and or with this part here. So as I said, that Fatal Error is gonna push down the banana, and now they're really close to the second cap, but it's going to be really hard for them. T30 here, really smart. If you stay in this window and get spotted, you can get penetrated from up top, because your hull will be showing actually, and it's really smart to actually use T30 to guard the IS-4's back. IS-4 is there just to stop any cap attempts on this little nook here. See there? It's part of the cap, and you really need to defend that. And that's what they're using IS-4 for. IS-4, really good tank, awesome side armor with a lot of spaced armor. E100 almost impossible to penetrate an IS-4 in that side armor, of course. And you know, if he gets the lower plate of the IS-4, it's gonna hurt. But Enrico probably knows what he's doing, and I think we're gonna see him taking any unnecessary damage there. But Polelum trying to start the cap there, but he got denied. And really passive play now from Fatal Error. They lost control of the map. They don't have anyone spotting behind them. T30 is, you know, trying to do something, but Swendolf here was going for it, but he stopped. You know, like, nah, no. Cyborg Factory knows Fatal Error is here. We see they pulled almost everyone back, just left the T-54. Rico taking a shot in his ass. So I-7 is gonna be the one to start the cap there. And I don't know why they did it like that, but E4 shooting that T-54. E3, sorry. Oh my god, why did I say E4? Really nice spot for an E3. I like it. But you could, you know, you'd want to put a tank with a turret there. Maybe it's good to hide your lower plate behind this thing here, but I mean, as well, you're gonna provide some cover fire towards this area. And Arthur gonna take a shot from T30, but he will survive. I will survive because he was a low roll. And yep. Enrico still holding this angle. He isn't really contested. Like, you see how the tanks of Cyber Factory are basically, you know, spread around. They're covering almost every angle. You know, they know this angle, like this street, is, you know, kind of hard to cover from just the base. So they put two E100s here. I mean, you know, it takes quite a lot of time to kill them. 50B is really close to help out. E3 as well. You know, he can just peek out and shoot there. Or he can just deny this area here as he is supposed to. And we see Karotka. Oh! doing a nice job there, playing on his turret. He's getting information for his team, and we already see rotations for Cyborg Factory. Daniksek. I'm gonna call him Danny. Danny, my man. What's up, Danny? Danny's gonna go a bit forward here, but E100s. Gonna grid that I7. One of them didn't go through, but E3 is gonna help out. T30 is gonna come out and shoot as well. I hope they're going to focus the same thing, because if they don't, it's gonna be real hard for them. But heat shells not gonna penetrate the sides of E100, but Fatal Error loses 100 of their own, and Turi being penetrated now. Those premium rounds are actually hurting quite a lot, but now they're gonna get boxed in. We see 50B coming from behind. Danny. Stats, mate! You're really unlucky when you shoot that 50B, aren't you? Oh my god. Oh my god. You really hate the 50Bs, or they hate you. Anyway, Fate Lair is just being shred apart, and no need to comment about it. It's really sad. They were boxed in this area here. Korotka, in my opinion, did a really good job. You're gonna see now, and yeah, 2.3k damage. He killed the 50B, I think. Yep, Korotka killed the 50B. And yeah, Turi didn't penetrate, kind of bad shooting, but doesn't matter. As I said, those E100s are there just to soak up the damage and don't let the tanks of the enemy team just roll through that street, because everything else was really covered. E3, awesome thing there, but this T30